Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome. Today's going to be quite a different kind of video. I thought I would do something in regards to just about me. As you all know, that I am quite new to YouTube and I am getting into the swing of things. I hope I am. And I thought that I would just do a quick video of like a get to know me. So I've just quickly searched some questions online. I've just written get to know me tag. I have some questions here. There's some 25 new get to know me tag questions that nobody asks. I don't know what these questions are. I've literally just got them up. I'm hoping these aren't going to be any awkward ones. So the first question is, are you named after anyone? Funny fact actually, so my name is Shannon Pace, and funny enough, I got told not too long ago that my name was actually going to be called Crystal, because where my last name is Pace, Crystal Pace, my dad is a Crystal Palace football supporter, so he thought it'd be funny if he was going to call me Crystal, which I'm not being funny. Nice name, love it, gorgeous name, but naming me after a football place, yeah, that wouldn't have gone too well. Second question, when was the last time you cried? These are actually quite weird questions. When was the last time I cried? 2 weeks ago, I would say. So if my thoughts just go crazy, or you know, sometimes it happens mostly late at night when I'm just thinking about stupid stuff, I cry. Sometimes it's not even that deep, sometimes it's not even that there's a reason, I just cry. So I can be quite an emotional person when I want to be. Right. Question number 3, do you have kids? Yes, I have a little daughter. Her name is Lila and she is 2 years old. She's not long turned 2, but she is a character. I might get her on my YouTube channel. I'm not 100% sure. I just think YouTube can be a scary place. I think YouTube can have quite a lot of trolls and judgmental people on there. And I'm the one who's put myself on social media. So if anybody sends me hate, I'm not asking for it, but do you know what I mean? Like, I've put myself on social media. I know that I'm going to get hate. I've done Instagram for a while, even before I came onto YouTube. So I have become accustomed to hate and that. But when it comes to my child, who's only 2, I don't necessarily want to put her into the social media world and get a bit of hate, you know? Like, I've had hate and actually really weird comments on my Instagram before when she's been on there. I've had people judge me for putting a younger child on the internet, which I do understand, but then I like to share a bit myself to people. So in order for you to know who I am, you know that I'm a mum and she comes with the package, but at the same time, I've got to do what a mum does and protect her, you know what I mean? Question number 4, if you were another person, would you be a friend of yourself? That's quite a hard question. I would say yes, because I think myself, I can be quite a misunderstood person. I don't think people sometimes get my humour. I don't think people just get me in general. The friends that I have do get who I am and do understand me as a person, and we, like, me and my friends love each other to pieces. If I knew me, if I wasn't me but knew me, yeah, I would be my friend, because I am quite a caring person. You know, I wear my heart on my sleeve. I care a lot about my friends. I would do anything for my friends. Yeah, okay, I can be quite, you know, argumentative when I have to be. I think everybody has their flaws, but me as a person, I appreciate that people have their flaws, and I appreciate that people do bad and people do good. But just because you do a bad thing doesn't mean you're a bad person, and just because you do good things doesn't mean you're a good person, you know? I've always been the sort of person that wants to get to know someone. I don't base my opinion on someone by what I've heard from someone. I have to find out myself what they're like. Sometimes that can bite me in the bum and I've given someone a chance that doesn't need a chance, but then also as well, it can be rewarding. So yeah, I think I would be friends with myself if I had done something bad to myself. It's so weird speaking like that. Then obviously I would reevaluate whether I want to be friends with that person, but I base people on how I'm treated, you know? Yeah, okay, you listen to how that person may have treated somebody else and then you form your opinion that way as well. And you'd always have that in the back of your mind, I would say. When you see how somebody is treating other people, you have that in the back of your head. And if they show those sorts of signs to yourself, then you would question, do I want to be friends with that person? But for me, I do think I would be friends with myself, because I do think I am a very, very caring person. Some people might say otherwise, because people will never always see you as you know. Not everybody would see you for who you are, and not everybody would know who you are 100% apart from yourself. So that's quite a difficult question to ask. Such a long-winded answer as well, but I guess the short answer is yes, I would be friends with myself. Do you use sarcasm a lot? Oh yeah, definitely, 100%. I'm very sarcastic, and that goes back to like the last question. Not a lot of people understand my humour. I can be super sarcastic to the point where people think that I'm being serious. Some people think that I might just be being rude, but no, I am very sarcastic. I have quite dry humour. I can have quite dark humour as well, which I know doesn't sit well with people, but that's me. If people like my sarcasm, that's amazing. If you don't, I'm so sorry. I don't mean to offend you, but yeah. Number 6, what's the first thing you notice about people? Ooh. What's the first thing I notice about people? That is a hard question. When I'm talking to someone, it's difficult because I think the first thing that you notice about someone is their appearance, right? I don't know. Their laughs, their smile, their eyes, I would say. When you meet someone for the first time, I guess their smile is something that you can. The smile is the first thing that you notice, or the eyes, I would say. Such a cliche answer, but that's a really hard question, because when I meet someone, I don't think about what's the first thing I see, you know? Normally it's the vibe. Automatically, you know if you will get along with someone, just depending on how comfortable you are with that person from the first time you meet them. Scary movie or happy endings? So quite recently, I've been into happy endings. I feel like I have watched a lot of like love films, romantic films. Where I am a bit older, I would say I'm into... It's very difficult because I feel like I'm a kid at heart and I love romantic films. Even though they're so far from the truth, I just don't know. I love those sorts of films. The film that I watched literally last night was After, which I believe was is part of like a trilogy of books. You have your like teenage romance films, and then you have the romance films that have like all of your not PG scenes, you know, and I personally like that. I didn't think the acting was that great, but I don't know, I just love those sorts of films. Like even that not long ago I was watching 50 Shades of Grey, but you know, I watched all of those films, and to me that's romance, but it's an adulted romantic film, you know. I kind of liking watching those sorts of films. That makes me sound really weird, but I'm kind of enjoying watching older, mature romantic films with happy endings. I just find it really cute. But then at the same time, I've always been somebody who loves scary movies. Depending on how a scary movie ends, that can have a happy ending. So, bit of both. Favourite smell? What's my favourite smell? I would say aftershave on a male, or a perfume actually on females. Just purely because I just find it such a powerful sense to have, you know, your smell. I don't know, like my favourite male smell, aftershave smell should I say, is 1 Million. I can smell that from a mile away. If a man walks past me and they're wearing 1 Million, I know 100% that's 1 Million. I also think that aftershave perfume makes somebody more attractive. My boyfriend, he wears 1 Million all the time, and honestly, like I'm just obsessed with that smell. I just think perfumes, aftershaves says a lot about someone as well, like tells a story about someone. I like a lot of sweeter smells. That makes it sound like I'm saying I'm a sweet person, but no, I like more very like feminine smells. You know how some females have very like rustic kind of woody smells? They smell a lot more mature, don't they? And you can just tell by how they dress, they might have more of a chic or more classy style, you know. Whereas me, I still dress in my crop tops and my joggers and everything, so I still have kind of like the younger scent smell. I don't know, it's really difficult to explain. How old am I? Oh, okay, yeah, that should have been a question that was asked near the start, but I'm 25, well, I'm 24, turning 25 on the 24th of October, so I'm going towards the end of years of 20, so that's fun. Even though I don't act like it, I still feel like I'm like 19, 20 at heart, but hey ho. Oh my god, my phone's on 5%. Didn't even charge it before this video. Okay, so question number 10. What's the furthest you've ever been from home? Funny, not even funny story, but I have a confession to make, and people are going to be like, what the hell? So I've never been abroad. I know. I come from a bigger family. I have 4 brothers. Do I have 4 brothers? Yeah, I had to count that. Oh, also weird little thing. It's not even a question. I count like this. I saw it on Emily Cannon's TikTok. I think that's how you say her name. On TikTok, I think. With her sister, she only can count up to 5 like this. And she's like, oh my God, it's so weird. Never seen anyone do it. I count like that. I think it's something to do with the joints in your fingers. Because look, this is so weird. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can't put that finger up for number 4. The only way I can do it is if I hold my pinky down, but can you see like my joint? Like I can't actually hold that finger up when this finger's down. Really weird, I know, probably weird. Anyway, yeah, I have 4 brothers. We're all fairly closer in age apart from my 2 younger brothers. And it was just so difficult. I think going on holidays is such an expensive thing anyway, especially if you're just paying for yourself. And if you're paying then for a whole family, it's so expensive, and we were just never in that place where we could all go on holiday together, you know. Then I moved out, and then I got pregnant, and yeah, so obviously then you have a child, and that takes up your finances. Hello. That takes up your finances, and then you had obviously the pandemic going on, and then like obviously incomes have been very like strained and stuff. Holidays it's been so difficult. I've not always been in like the best situations to go on holiday, and I know that sounds weird because some people be like, well, you can go to Spain for like £200. I think there's always been events in my life that has stopped me from going on holiday, you know. I wanted to take Lila away when she was like 1, but then I was too nervous because obviously before they hit 1, like their temperature, they can't manage their own like body heat, so that was a thing. No one can actually go away on holiday, and then when you could go away you had to quarantine for 2 weeks, and it was just like, yeah, it's crazy. But I'm hoping next year would be the year that we go on holiday if this whole situation stops. Do you have any special talents? I think I'm a plain Jane in that situation. I don't think I have any special talents. I can speak in bubble language. Do you remember when we were younger, like you'd speak in bubble language? If I said something like, I'm going to the shops, you go, other guy, gotta go, in again, do the go, da go, shoulda gops. That's so weird, that's so random, but yeah. I wouldn't say I had any special talents. To be honest, I am talentless. My boyfriend has like, he's good at everything and anything, and that's so irritating. You know how some people are just good at everything they do, like the first time they do it and then they do amazing. I guess this could be a talent, rolling my tongue like that. So it's upside down, but I thought anybody could do that. Where were you born? I was born in South London. Not really much to say. I kind of wished I lived in central London, but what are my hobbies? So I would say my hobbies are YouTube. I used to do Instagram. I know I say used to, which I really should start that back up again, because yeah, I really should. So yeah, it would be like YouTube, editing, because it isn't a job for me. I don't get paid for this, so I would class it as a hobby. I used to read a lot of the time, and I really want to get back into reading, considering that I've been watching films that I know were made from them being books. So I kind of want to read the books, because there's a film that I like as well, saying To All the Boys I Loved, PS To All the Boys I've Loved, or something like that. They were trilogies. You also had, what was the other one I watched that was a trilogy? The Kissing Booth. I kind of like the cringy romantic films. That was a book, and I wanted to read that. And then I've got After, but because this After is more of a mature kind of like film, I feel like the books are going to be a bit more me. So I don't know, I really want to get back into reading. Do I have any pets? No, I do not. But when I was younger, I used to have a dog called Misty. She was a Weimaraner. I think that's a German dog. And my cat, I had 2. I don't remember the first one, but the first one was called Casper. I don't remember Casper. Casper went missing, and we just never saw him again. And then we had Jasper. Jasper was actually bought specifically for me. It was just a black and white cat. I don't actually know the species of the cat. I'm not very good at knowing species. Is that even the right word? Breed, that's it. I don't know the breed of the cat. I'm really bad at breeds of dogs and cats. So yeah, so they're the only pets that I have ever had. I do actually want to get a cat for Lila, but we live in a flat. Right. Oh, do you have any siblings? Which I've pretty much already answered. I have 4, so I have 4 brothers. One is 29, one is turning 22, one is, oh my god, 16, and the other is going into year 10, and I think is 14. If they watch this video, they're gonna kill me if I get it wrong. But what did you want to be when you grew up? I always wanted to be an actress. It was just a big thing of mine. I was always obsessed with acting. I would watch film after film after film continuously, and I would try and pick up acting tips. I never went to acting school, unfortunately. I was just not lucky to get into that. I love acting. Even now I still love acting, and even now I still look back at it and kind of wished I pursued that career. But again, sometimes it has to do with money and getting an agency and getting scouted, and sometimes you have to be at the right place at the right time. Sometimes it's not about what you know but who you know, and I do find that industry is very hard to get into. I did a lot of my research. I had to get like headshot, but again, that was money, and I was young as well. Acting, I still love it, and when I watch certain films and stuff, I'm like, oh, I could do that, and I still think like that. I still have that mentality, and I kind of wish that I did kind of pursue it, but at the same time, it's you know, everything happens for a reason. You are where you are because of things that happen in life. I don't regret not going through it, but I kind of wished that I tried harder, you know. And I did at one point. I was like verging on becoming obsessed with being an actress. I used to watch a lot of like Leonardo DiCaprio films. I used to watch all of like Kate Winslet's films and Tom Hardy and you know, Shia LaBeouf, I think that's how you say it, and you know, Mark Wahlberg, when Mark Wahlberg was actually in more serious films before he went comedy films. I love films. I love analysing films. Like one of my favourite films is Inception, which has like obviously Tom Hardy in and Leonardo DiCaprio and what's his name? He's in Peaky Blinders. But that guy. I just love movies. I love films. I analyse films. I become so engulfed into characters. Like I feel like I know characters. Like that's how involved I am in acting and films, and I love like cinematographies, and I love the angles of films, and I just love it. Like I could study it. I would happily go and get a degree in it now, you know. Who was your first best friend? I would say my first best friend was Georgie. Actually, we've known each other, and I know that she watches my videos, so hi if you are watching this one. So we've known each other since we were about 3 years old. We went to the same nursery, so it wasn't nursery, it was before nursery. And then yeah, we just went to school together. The only time that we didn't was when we were going to high school. We went to 2 different high schools. We still kept in contact back then, but we just never went to school together, and we're still friends till this day. Obviously we both have different lives, you know. She does what she does, soon to be married, you know. I have a child, and you know, when you grow up, life happens. You accept that life happens, but we always make time for each other, even if we don't see each other for a while. I would still class her as my best friend. I would still class her as my lifelong friend. I don't think I would ever lose contact with this girl. Yeah, and I just love her to pieces. How tall are you? So I'm 5'3", as you've seen in all my videos. I do kind of say that in all my videos. What was your favourite / worst subject in school? So my favourite, I would say, would be drama, but drama only came about in high school. So if we're talking high school drama, I can't actually remember primary and junior school. And my worst subject was either science or maths. Science slowly became one of a subject that I did like, just purely because of the teacher. Like I just found him hilarious. He was funny, you know, so that's why I kind of liked science. But the subject itself I hated. But drama was always my favourite. I'd done it in A-levels. Unfortunately, I dropped it going to the second year of A-levels just because it was so hard. Like the exam, or it sucks the fun out of acting, you know. What would you name your children? Lila, that's my child. I do like boy names such as like Luca and Lucas, which I'd like. If we were to have a boy next, I kind of would like to keep it as like the same first letter. How many girlfriends / boyfriends have you had? Okay, so officially I've only had one boyfriend, which is my boyfriend now. So I've seen people on long durations of time, so it could be 10 months, 6 months. But officially being called girlfriend and boyfriend is my boyfriend now. How many times have you been in love? That's a hard question, and I know that sounds really weird. Like I love my boyfriend now, like I love him. Been in love with a person before that. I don't know. I feel like it's difficult because I think love is such a powerful emotion, but love as well it's such a it's you have it in different like stages, if you know what I mean. Like I'm in love with my boyfriend now. We have a family, you know. I would love to well, I would, to be fair, I see us growing old together, getting married, you know, like he's my end goal. One before that, it was toxic. He didn't have the feelings for me. That was intense and that was toxic, and I think it just wasn't great for me and my mental health. Somebody before that, I would say, I don't know if I loved them necessarily. I felt like I had love for them, but I wasn't in love with them. So like I wanted to be theirs. He was a couple of years older than me, but it wouldn't necessarily say I was in love with him or anything. I had love for him. I cared a lot about him. So actually I would say probably only twice I've been in love, which is my boyfriend now and the person before. Tell us one of your bad habits. Bad habits is biting my nails. If you've seen my videos, which I'm hoping nobody ever points out because nobody actually has, biting my nails is definitely my worst habit. I can't stand it. I hate it, but I struggle to stop because where I have anxiety or if I'm stressed or panic, I tend to bite my nails a lot. How would you describe your fashion sense? I would say a bit of everything. I like to look like a slob. I like to wear like crop tops and jeans, and then at the same time I like to look very sophisticated with some like satin shirts, nice trousers, cigarette trousers, a bit of both. I don't necessarily have a fashion sense, so I don't think my fashion sense would describe me as a person necessarily either. I delve into pretty much anything. Okay, so I think that's the last bit of videos that questions I'm going to do. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this kind of gave you a bit of insight of me a little bit, but yeah, thank you so much for watching. My camera is about to die, so I'm going to quickly end this video here. Subscribe, like, hit the post notification bell, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.